شو قلت وقتها؟
Hey guys, we're Linkin Park. شو بدي أقول؟ We're Runaway Jacks and this is our second Q&A video.
This question is for you. When are you coming to MTL?
I honestly don't know. There is no set date. Hopefully I'll be able to take the band with me if I go back there.
Bro, you didn't even ask.
You told me that you were thinking of applying to Canada.
عم نحكي بس إنه نشوف.
طيب أصلاً هلأ طير البرد.
طير شعرك. Where are your hair? Are you trying to look as good and smooth as your favorite teacher?
I donated them. I cut them. And I am trying to look as good and smooth as my favorite teacher, but I'm missing the red beard.
Who was the barber that cut the hair of Danny?
Salon Camille. Galeria Center. Elisar. I cut my hair because I got bored of them and it wasn't worth the time of 50 minutes of showering, so that's it.
How did the band start? We met at university. We were doing hospitality. I was doing business. I've seen him before when we were doing our SATs to get into college. I knew who he was, but I don't think he recognized me. So, كأنه عم بحكي عن Justin Bieber.
I knew who he was, but he didn't recognize me. I don't recognize anyone.
I wish, عن جد, I just wish everyone knows how much of a piece of shit you are.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was the first contact. Oh, yeah.
Chocolate milk.
Yes, I was in the small tiny forest of the university, and we had pathetic forest. We had this exam the next day. I saw him walking, so I was like, hey bro, can you help me?
And I really wasn't in the mood to socialize.
You're always like this.
In my mind I was like, oh my god, no.
We just talked about Guns N' Roses.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Do you like Hail to the King? Yes, no. But 6 years later we're best friends and we're bandmates, and things you don't feel like doing might end up being some of the life-changing things.
So, yep.
So go do things you don't feel like doing.
And it started like this. Started practicing, playing Guns N' Roses covers. He talked to Dana, and he knew her from way back from school.
Oof, yeah.
You used to bully her?
Yeah, I used to bully her on the bus.
You see, you're always a piece of shit. How do you all know each other? We answered it.
Yeah, we just answered it. Sherbil floated into our lives.
No, we were looking for a bassist, and I knew Sherbil from
you knew him
from a past band. We were supposed to do this band together or whatever, but never happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I suggested him, and we met. We had a practice, and it went well. New song soon.
It's a new song, new original in a month. Around a month, more or less. Going in a whole, and it's going in a whole new direction. And we hope you like it.
This is direction.
A whole new One Direction.
Can I announce that you will be Celine Dion on it?
I have a small vocal part.
Basically, we'd heard it before, so it was great and all. But then he sent this part, you were going through some shit, and it seems cliche, but it's actually very nice how he put it, how he phrased it. It goes through the stages of being a baby to
after death, but basically birth to death, your life, and how you can completely mess it up. The music and the lyrics are complete opposites. The music is uplifting, but what you're listening to is completely depressing.
I listened to it on the phone, realized how nice it was, so I put it on my monitors. So I listened with. I repeated it 7,000 times. So that's what we're gonna start out with. We're gonna do a music video. I have a French background. This is why sometimes I say English words with a French way of saying words. No, I'm not like this. I'm not like this.
I am not like this. Hamburger.
Hamburger! Hamburger! End scene. And they're all gonna die and there's a bomb. and the bomb's password is hamburger.
Yeah, I think.
And he's like, hamburger! So he's like, hamburger! 3, hamburger! 2. Like the SWAT team comes
I
in.
don't remember this.
So yeah, we're gonna go with a single, and it's gonna be released soon, and we can't wait for it.
Okay, so someone sent, I love you. We love you too, Farchi.
What about Isaac?
Isaac.
Isaac is French.
It's Isaac, not Isaac. A few days ago, we released a cover of "Going Under" by Evanescence, and the name of the cover series is called "What About Isaac."
We at this point we can't explain yet. There's heavy things going on in the background, so just watch the video and see what Isaac is all about.
You tell us what about Isaac.
Miss y'all.
Miss you
That's
too.
Jawad,
Miss you too, Jawad.
the greatest guy on earth. Okay, Jawad is the kind of guy that you'd be like, I don't know, cooking your breakfast
Like
or whatever.
walking.
Yeah, and he's like, he'd go off a bush and he's like, you go, man, like you're great.
Like imagine just walking. Yeah, man, you're owning this. Yeah, really.
Love you, bro. When does the album come out?
So the album is no longer an album. We decided to release it as
Can I wear your glasses, bro?
Yeah. We decided to release it as singles because we want to kind of give every song its own spotlight, if you want. We know that in the 4 or 5 coming months, we're releasing 4 new singles. And so that's when the new album comes out.
Okay. So now that the bitch stopped talking, I'm only bullying you like you're not bullying me back. When in truth he's the one always like you know, like everything I say, every
He's such a girl.
Any live shows planned? Right now, the country is going through its most, its prime state of its being that it was ever inside of in-out in the history of itself.
Wow.
So there's a revolution in our country.
The amount of not understanding what he just said is how much we're not understanding what's going on in our country right now.
So yeah, our government, no, we can't say
Hey,
that.
man.
Communist.
We
that
have a new
was
governess.
What? Or gotta lift yourself up, bro. So yeah, the country is down, economy is shit. So
It's not a very ideal time.
there are
for
no
a
concerts.
concert.
Yeah, there are good people right now who are trying to revive the scene, and so that's great. Right now we have YouTube, we have our album, we have everything.
So, no concerts scheduled.
What is the biggest challenge with this new album? The first album was a bigger challenge than this one because we paid everything. We paid like $12,000 for it, which was crazy. We re-recorded it entirely after finishing recording it in the studio. That was the hardest experience. I didn't even go into the like personal problems between us when we get mad and frustrated. And the time it took 4 years to release it. It was very difficult. The biggest challenge would be to just keep pushing ourselves because we don't have a boss. So we're adapting to how to push ourselves to be better, how to start from scratch because we just released the cover, for example, and we'd never done that. So we're trying to see what people think, what we can improve video by video, you know. Like it's not always amazing and great, but like step by step when you go through it, it improves. So hopefully it comes to something great.
But despite this album being much easier to write than the first one, much easier to make than the first one, the hardest part is deciding that we want to go in this new-ish direction. Like in the first album, there was this needing to say something about the other person's song, but like in this album, we give each other all the space we want when it comes to writing a song. Like there's a part in a song he wrote that I completely don't agree with, but it's the song that he wrote and it's his vision and it's his idea, and maybe I'm wrong and I completely hope that what he's trying to see works, and I'm not gonna kind of just hold the song and like veto it just because there's a part that I don't agree with.
It's influenced most of the next album. So we kind of answered this question in our first Q&A. This album particularly, I'd say personally, as a genre.
I thought you were saying John Raw. I thought it was like an artist. What's my name? Raw. John Raw.
For me, the genre WWE would be funk and groove, everything that has to do with rhythmical stops, and I love that shit. And synths, electronic music. This is for me, for him.
So that's how he sees it. I see
Indian
it
music.
very. No, I see it very like 80s heavy synth rock.
It has. Yeah, there's this too. Like,
but it doesn't have the cheese of the 80s, you know? Like all of that cheese, the cheesiness, the glam of the 80s isn't there. It's just it's us. It's our first album, but transformed into elements of 80s and funk on his songs, and like you'll have to wait and see. Like
Yeah,
it's
bitch.
really hard to explain. It was just like, okay, I'm thinking this, I'm gonna write this.
Okay. So you look so hot. I don't know who wrote this. So
Yeah, we're ugly.
yeah.
They must have been seeing someone else's picture. They're definitely not talking about us.
This meme. Hey Dad, why is my sister's name
Rose.
Guns N' Roses? Cause
Your mom likes Guns N' Roses.
your mom likes Guns N' Roses. So
Oh, okay, thanks, Dad. No problem, shit.
thank you if you mean it. I guess. Who writes the most music?
Like, everything we've released is been divided by 2. He writes much more stuff, and no, we write the same amount. I just don't make you listen to them.
I write a song, and if I don't like it, I delete it. And the ones I actually like, I have to love it. So when I love it, I work on it for like 6 months. So I'm satisfied with it. He's like, write 100 songs and see what goes well.
To answer this when it comes to our albums, it's really like split in 2. Our first album is completely
Just like an ass. You see, an ass can be many things. Among them, it's what attracts us to each other as a species, and it's like when we sit, it helps us sit. It's a great thing. Why do they look like they're 3 teenagers with a supportive dad who carries a Beretta?
Beretta 32.
I didn't get this question.
So basically, the picture we put for you guys to ask us, it's a picture of the band. Apparently, someone thinks that it looks like there's a dad and 3 teenage kids. Who told you that's not the case?
Name of the hot drummer, please.
Ah. You know who I am, baby.
Okay, so electricity went out.
So this is what happens in Lebanon if you're watching from abroad. Okay, so this question says, and it's by Anthony, who moved Isaac's cheese? There we go. So in Going Under, our cover that we just released, Isaac is reading a book, and it's called Who Moved My Cheese? And so Anthony is asking, who moved his cheese? Honestly, Isaac has to tell us because he's reading the book.
I was just fixing the light, bitch. I said too much, bitch.
Finally, the last question in this Q&A, and it's by Ricardo. When is your 3rd Q&A? And you have to like and subscribe to find out. 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get it started. This was the video parce que je suis français, genre je crois pas non mais. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's sad. So one more thing is we would like to know what you think of these things that we're doing. So please comment,
Like, dislike, but like. Subscribe. Like us on Facebook.
so
Follow us on Instagram.
yeah,
Bully Mo.
because that's how you support us if you would like to, if you enjoy this content. So we keep doing it because it takes a lot of work, editing, filming. We love doing it, but we would like to know if you're enjoying it with us, so we'd keep doing it. And so comment, tell us what you think should be changed, improved, I don't know, bitch. We'd like to hear from you. Give us suggestions for covers, any ideas you might have. All jokes aside, we appreciate every single 2 people of you watching, and that's it. One question that we turned off the camera and forgot to answer. Sorry, man. Can Daniel play a guitar riff and dribble the bass drum simultaneously?
I'm going to play Mr. Brownstone because I like it.
He's been tuning the guitar for 100 years. Like, you just have these things, these complexes in your mind that get you nowhere. Actually, the truth is he doesn't know how to play guitar or drums. We get someone to record and act for him, and just, he deserves nothing. Push him to...
Deadpool is much more interesting than you.